by Brandon.
Alan, if you just want to first just start off with your introduction, talk about the various budget units that you have and the personnel in each and where
Absolutely.
you're at. Thank you.
So once again, I'm Alan Winograd. I've been working for the county for 28 and a quarter years now. Hoping to make it to 30, but we'll see. I like to tell people we cut grass and clean toilets, but we do a lot more. And I think you guys know that. We do have a full-time staff of 18 individuals. Currently, we have 2 vacant positions for our 2 custodians that unfortunately their family left town, so they left town and we're having a hard time filling those 2 positions. But other than that, we have a very good crew right now. We manage 46 properties and or departments within the county. We do deal with 1 state property that you guys are pretty well aware of, totaling 155 acres of property that we cut grass and or maintain throughout the year. Last year we received 975 help desk tickets. We do use the county help desk ticket system for tracking and completing our projects. That does not include our regular maintenance. That does not include, hey, we got an emergency here, but we've remained busy. During the last year, we did, like I said, we received 195 tickets or 75 tickets. We completed over 1,100. So we are actively catching up, and we're getting to being instead of a reactive department, a proactive department where we're actually starting to get ahead of things. We're working on a couple of different projects right now. As of this morning, we finally received final approval from the State Water Board for the Florence Keller septic system design. So we're going to be paying our fees and hopefully going out to RFP for that in the very near future. We also recently received specs and quotes or specs for the re-roof of the VFW hall. That's the next roof that we're looking to have replaced in our county buildings. And other than that, I'm ready for whatever you got for me.
Any questions for the board?
So, Alan, you have currently your payroll request of $879,000. Does this include your E3 workers and your storm workers' salaries?
No.
Okay.
The E3 actually is part of the other contributions. You asked that question of where the other contributions was.
Okay.
The E3 is actually a portion of that, and we do support that program. Over the years, we've had some really great kids that we've brought on. We've taught them some stuff, and most of them figured after doing hard labor outside for 8 hours a day, they want to go to school, which is, if that's what it takes, that's great for them.
It's totally fine by us, right?
The storm workers, they are free. I do work with the workforce center, and we are actually, I believe, using 3 different programs through them. We do have the storm program. We have the prison to employment program, and we have a youth employment program, which brings on youth who have never had a job before, and we get them some experience. And we're currently using all 3 of those. We do also, even though we don't have any of their folks right now, I think
It'll come to you.
Yeah, it's through probation.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly. It's
the restitution program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have any of those folks right now, but they said if they have some people come through that are looking for our type of work, they'll send them to us. And once again, those are all free. I mean, these workforce center crew, they've done ridiculous amounts of work for us through it.
But they do get paid. They just get paid from a different source.
Yeah. They're basically they're paid through a grant.
Okay.
And I say they have repainted the jail. They've redone D-Tank. They've redone E-Tank. They've re-roofed both of our gazebos out at Florence Keller Park. They've repainted everything at Florence Keller Park. They built new bridges
Because that's all storm related.
Yeah,
And so,
well,
yes.
anything that is storm related, yes.
No, I'm
I'll
kidding.
say that's why
Yes.
we do bring the other folks on that can work on the non-storm related stuff.
Right.
And they're free labor. However, we have supervisors, people supervising their activities.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have Marty Brestol, he was the gentleman who supervises the storm crew, and they're the ones who did all the jail work and all the storm work. We have Brian Hicks, who takes the other folks who work on other projects, like when we have to just go cut grass. I mean, we're very, very busy from April through the end of July and early June, just trying to keep up with the grass. But
Yeah.
I say we're slowing down now, so we're going to start going from cutting grass back to fixing things as they need or fixing things before they need.
That's the part I like to hear, because one of the things I don't notice in a lot of our budgets is a deferred maintenance, right? We don't put money aside for deferred maintenance, as far as I know. Is how does it work when somebody needs something in a county property? Let's say the VFW hall needs a new roof. That comes out of capital improvement funds, correct?
Well, it depends on the project,
Okay.
and it depends on the project size.
Okay.
Obviously, let's just say for argument's sake, which happened this year, one of the heaters in the main hall went down. That's a small project that cost us $1,300 to replace the heater, a couple hours worth of staff time, and it went down the wayside. Now, the assessor's office recently got a new air conditioner. The price was well over $5,000, making it a fixed asset. The money was she put the money into their budget. She budgeted it. We got the quotes. It went through and it was done. And then other than that, like you said, re-roof, that's the capital improvement. I say we basically get together, we sit down, we talk about it, we get the approval. Let's go ahead, move ahead with this. Comes to you for the allocation. We do the contract, and then we basically get the job done.
Okay. You've been consistently staffed, correct?
With the exception of 2 custodians for the last 4 months, yes.
Okay, because what I'm seeing is a 60% increase in your salary and benefits from 21-22, and from 22-23, a 32% increase. Can you kind of explain why that's such a significant increase?
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
And during the 22-23 budget year, we stopped using the parks budget and we rolled it over into the building maintenance budget. So now instead of having 2 different budgets we deal with, we have one maintenance and parks budget. So we brought that over. We also, within the last year, received a office tech position, which is wonderful, and my bills have never been paid better and or more on time. And yes, so that's what happened is
Okay,
we rolled it over, we got the extra position, and then obviously salaries are still going up because we do have a very new crew, and within the first year you get a 15% pay increase or 10% pay increase for first 2 years, 15%. So that's why it would be going up pretty quick.
I knew you'd have an answer. Line 20224, your office supplies went up by 1,500%, from
Yes.
214 to 3,400. I'm sure you have an explanation.
The explanation is Lauren. We never had an office person, so I never really had office supplies. We brought Lauren on last year. I did not have any money budgeted, so we robbed and stole from where we could out of one budget or another to get by. But this year I told her we would budget some money so she can get the things that she needs to for this year.
Excellent. And that's worked out well to have that
Yes.
extra staff help.
Absolutely.
Has that also contributed to your ability to get to your help desk tickets quicker?
100%.
Okay.
Or 1,500%.
I had a bunch of other questions on here, but I'm just going to give you an opportunity. Is there any goals that you have in place for this next year for your staff or your department? Anything that you'd like the board to know that you need or that you're working on?
Well, the big one is, and I know that the union is working on salary increases, and And I think I said this during my budget presentation last year. I have the lowest paid people in the county. I mean, half of my people are on some sort of government aid. I mean, 10 years ago, a custodian one started at 27% above minimum wage. We don't have a custodian one anymore because it's too low. So, I mean, I know these guys in the union, they're doing what they can, but I mean, it's tough for me to look at my people.
We're hoping that the comp analysis will be able to show that and be able to fix any indiscrepancies that might.
No, and I know, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm not going to call anybody out because I know everybody's working real hard to do it. It's tough for me.
Yeah, I bet.
Any other questions? As to building maintenance budget? And then again, I'm with you. Is one of my pet peeves is the fact that, you know, if the county has property that we've acquired with public funds, we should have the ability to maintain those. If we can't, then we needed to get rid of those pieces of property so they're no longer a burden to our budget, and that maybe we can realize some positive return on those dollars before they get to the point where they're so broke down that their value is gone. Let's move on to your next budget item. Is that parks and beaches?
That's what was
That's
combined, right?
zeroed out, so there's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say maintenance and parks and beaches are now one budget. I had 712 and 151. They're just now 71.
Then we're done? We
I'm
have
assuming
complete-
that you're still working on the capital improvement list.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's a process, but I'm excited to see what potentially we could end up targeting to be able to fix.
You got off light.
Have you encountered any surprises with
Public comment?
development?
Yes, I know.
Developing that?
What's that?
The capital improvement project, have you run into any surprises recently? I know it's a long, arduous process.
I mean, the fact that the ERF funding is taking down the old surplus building, that was a very nice surprise. That's something that we are, because it's simple. We knew that building was a hazard, and we know that we needed to do something with it. And the fact that we were able to do that with something other than our general fund dollars was amazing.
And any other questions for the board? Open it up for public comment. Any public comment?
BJ, so now I understand some of these questions if you've rolled parks into maintenance. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
There's no more parks and recreation?
There's no more
I wondered
parks and
why
beaches.
it was empty. That was one of my questions. Why is it empty? So you have a contribution to outside agency, 30530 for $4,000. And I'm wondering who that's for.
That's for the E3 program.
E3?
Yes.
Okay. And there were a couple things that went down. Household under 20140. It had been running in the $80,000 range, and you're only budgeting 60.
Yes. For my first 4 years, I was given all of the funds for the household throughout the county, and I provided supplies to the county jail. In talking with the sheriff and in talking with our vendor, it was determined that it would probably be more efficient than rather than having delivered all of the supplies to us and us having to take half of them down to there right away. What we did is we figured out how much money that the sheriff uses every year and allocated that to the sheriffs for their own household.
Okay.
And since we did that, I'm able to stay well within my budget for household because there's no more, we need 9 cases of toilet paper. It's like you have 98 people in there, 2 rolls of toilet paper a piece. That's 2.5 cases max. But I regularly had that argument, but now that they're managing their own stuff, it's working very well for us.
And then 20180, maintenance, structure, improvement, and grounds, you have year-to-date 156,000. You've only budgeted 150,000, and I wondered why that is less.
So-
Why did you budget less when you actually year-to-date have used 156,000? You only budgeted
yeah.
150,000.
Well, Lauren, who is a wonderful, wonderful office technician, and I hope you're listening. When she first started, she charged into some 20170 and 20180 are very, very similar. One of them is maintenance of equipment. One of them is maintenance of structure and grounds. Some stuff got charged to that one inadvertently, so we went a little over there.
Okay, I think that covers it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attendance, and I want to close out this session of the special session budget. Thank you very much for attendance.